All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's good. It is Thursday, right? Thursday. But yes, it's Thursday today, and we have Ace Attorney with us. And it decided to be on the other side of my screen. Hello? Why are you here? Why are you feeling different today? Let me restart that. Decided to spawn on the other side. Hello? Okay. Odd. Let me do it on this side. Game. Don't play with me. Yes. Load on that side. As you should. Okay. There we go. There we go. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good today. I am doing great, and thank you for redeeming the Open the Gates for Blade. It doesn't look like anybody redeemed first, so it's still there if you guys want to do that. And thank you for the Daily Blooms. Let me make sure I got that going through. Okay. But why is it switching over? Hello? Oh my god, this game. Let me... Where's Windows? This is making me mad. Thank you for claiming first lane. Welcome in, welcome in. Yes. Hello, everyone in that's in game. Relax. Hi, Lux. Hi, Min. Hi, Zion. Hi, Lane. Welcome in, welcome in. Hope everyone's doing good. This game is messing with me today. I don't know why it keeps switching over to the other side. I started drawing Meadow and work in progress Dodo, and then started to recall all my undone work in progresses. You're totally okay. Take your time. Take your time. You have all the time. So let's switch on over. I'm a mess today. I'm sorry, guys, but we're loading in. We're loading in as we are. And I think we're doing the trial now, right? Because the last thing we did is... I think we got... Actually, I don't know. I don't remember what the last thing we did. It's been a while. So we are in lobby 2. So what did you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. Okay, so this was after the court. I had a jury. So I think we're on our second day coming up. I think. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana. Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters though. So how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, huh? No, not you too! My antlers! Lane, I trusted you! My antlers! The dance is not the same without my antlers. Well, you now have precious antlers. They're priceless. Treat them well. Shine them well. 1 sec. Okay. Sorry. The doggo decided to look outside and growl at dogs. But my antlers! My antlers! Well, now you have nice antlers. Treat them well. They're good for dog chews, and they could be whittled very nicely to knives. So, hi everyone! Hi Paul! Welcome in, welcome in! How are you doing? How are you doing today? I just got my antlers stolen from, but you know, that's a norm here now. But let's see. Why does it keep doing that? Is it because I keep like, what if I? Okay, 1 second, guys. I don't know why it's doing this to me today, but it keeps like switching over. And now I can't like switch it back. Hello? Sorry, someone redeemed something. Head pat. Thank you for the head pat. Thank you. I don't have many time actually, because in day I'm going to the vacation, and on vacation I'm gonna swim like that one. Okay, have fun. I will take good care of your antlers. Thank you. Yes, have fun on your vacation. Have fun, swim a lot. Make sure you eat good food. Doing good. Just had Thanksgiving with my dad. Ooh, what do you guys have for Thanksgiving? Is like, I'm assuming you because I know Canada celebrates Thanksgiving. I believe it was this week, a day this week. Do you guys usually have the same like food, like turkey and stuff as well? I'm assuming so, but you let me know. Give me a second, guys. This game swapped over to the other side. So I saved it, so I should load on the exact same point, but it's like, it's going on the wrong side of the screen. So I might just keep it windowed. It's gonna drive me insane, but you know what? For you guys. Okay. For you guys, I'll do it. So I'm trying to multitask. Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. Take your time, no rush. Had turkey on the weekend, so me and Dad did steaks. Ooh, steaks. What's your favorite steak, and how do you like yours cut? Okay, let's continue. My bad, guys. We are back in business. We are in Windows mode, but that is a-okay with me as long as it does not bother you guys. All right, but Lana, don't tell me you. Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky, we found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. A nice rare T-bone. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Well, I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving. At least I hope you did. And I'm glad you had some good food. Next time, if you don't mind sharing. I'm just kidding. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have on my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Scott? Do what you have to do, Mr. Red. Oh, so this was after investigation? I thought it was after we figured something out in court, but I guess I was wrong. That's fine with me. It does not bother me. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. Thank you for doting on the deer. Hi, Chaos. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing today? I just got my antlers swiped. They'll go back. I'm still the same. I'm still Meadow. I'm still the me. But welcome in, welcome in. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder of the police department. Damon looks like Ganondorf. No. In so doing. Is that right? In so doing. Isn't it in doing so? Is this a typo that they had? I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. No, it's alright. It's right. Oh, okay. Now, that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Edgy, just fancy. Okay, makes sense. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait. Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Yep. Hello, Meekins. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Yes, Judge, that's what suspects mean. We've been through this the whole fucking game, yeah. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is, sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. Meekins, please, yeah. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Wright, sir, help me. Mr. Wright. Please, Mr. Edwards, sir, help me, sir. This dude is so funny, yeah. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir? Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. Also, poor Meekins. He'd be a himbo if he had the conk bot. He would be. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Yep. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence from that thing. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So nobody, like, they didn't wake him up gently. They literally just smacked him. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. Do unto to others before they do unto to others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Wake up, slap, 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 slap me. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Crime report, sir. Okay. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence from that day. I spotted a suspicious man... Okay, so this is the same dialogue. So, I spotted a suspicious man... Okay, I was only doing what I was... Okay, let's press on that. So, you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life, then I did it. Also, poor Nick, the first cop that is polite and courteous to him, what he needs is fucking Meekins. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, hi Gary, welcome in. How are you? How are you doing? What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I'm good. What about you? I'm doing great. I'm a little tired, sleepy, but I'm alright. I'm doing good. See. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around home, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Thank you for the daily bloom. Hi, Monique. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Monique. Welcome in. Step 1, duck low. Step 2, disarm attackers. Step 3, restrain attacker's arm. Step 4, in your last second, you realize you died halfway through step 1. Yeah, oh my god. That's Meekin's life, honestly. I came around though. I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned into the entrance before things got out of hand. Just Mon is okay. Alright, that's a cute nickname, Mon. Welcome in. How are you doing? How are you? Before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. This is what he was telling us yesterday. Well, we need to try and skim more details from it. For starters, what was an officer from the General Affairs Department doing in there in the first place? Right, let's press him for all he's worth. Okay, so essentially, press him here. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. Meekin's the kind of guy who probably talks so softly a kick to the weak spot might actually lower his voice. Oh no. Doing well, how is Ace Attorney? It's great. If you like detective games and visual novels, I recommend it. It's really fun. The characters are all funny. A lot of puns if you enjoy those. But it's really fun. I enjoy it. It's a nostalgia for me since I played it when I was younger, but it's still good. It's still good. And then they just released a new remake. Well, is it? Yeah, remastered or remake of the Miles Edgeworth into Steam as well. So we're building up to that point. Which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? It's not just us being mean to the lad. It's fun to hate Meekin's dude was the worst. Yeah, honestly. Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. That thing. That strange thing. It's not even, like, nicely painted. The fucking top is not finished. There's a fucking handprint on its cheek. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transfer process. Thank you for the daily redeem move. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? That thing will haunt your dreams. It does. It does. And the movement is so... They did their best. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. I can't redeem without the antlers on it. It feels wrong. It'll come in, it'll come in. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. She wasn't paid to build it. That is true. That is true. I see. Sounds like a very important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. And I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room? Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Okay. Hi, Meadow, I'm doing well. Just got done cooking. How are you? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And I'm glad you're doing well. What did you cook? What did you make? You want to share? I'm just kidding. But what did you make? I spotted a suspicious man, and then I guess we pressed this. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card. Am I right? Am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 498-9596. That's my number, sir. Relocates badges to evidence room. Marshal on cam duty. Immediately regrets that the cams have sounds for the next 24 hours. I'll share. I made rice with ground beef, diced onions, some bell pepper, mushroom ragu, and cheese. Ooh, that sounds so good. Yes, share. Share. I see. Huh? But the number... blah, 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 blah is shown as being used twice. What? Why twice? Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. So he went in twice, okay. He went mad. That's why Marshall went full cowboy. He had to watch the Badger all shift on, honestly. It would drive me insane. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir. That's when I... that was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay, so we got that information. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Why are you getting evidence? While you're in... Why is he getting evidence when he's the suspect? And why is it being sent to his jail cell? Huh? Chief Gat delivered it to me just this morning, sir. That's why. It was Chief Gat. Surprise, surprise. The chief delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir, that's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. The chief, yeah, the chief. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. Man, I'm trying to make Meekins sound high pitch, and it's not working for me. Yeah, see, you assume people in this world to do their jobs. Phoenix is the only one who does that. Silly dear. Well, you know, Phoenix sometimes. Well, yeah. I have nothing to say. You're right. You're right. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Edgeworth sometimes, yeah. Edgeworth sometimes. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using the word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Okay, let's see this video. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh my god, that... Ugh. Look at that thing. Monstrosity. Get it away. Oh, hello. Why is the camera so low positioned? Wouldn't it be smarter to put it in the higher position, like up in, like, near the corner of the room? Why is the fucking evidence room so worn down? There's cracks on the walls? Okay, Mika. Okay. The camera's there to catch gremlins. Hi, buddy. You're stuck watching me on cams all day, fucko. Oh, poor Meekins. He's just knocked out. Well. Everybody's like, what the fuck? Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What is that weird-ass sentence? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? That's the mascot, Edgy. That's the mascot. Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire... Fucking Siri, go away. Siri, stop.
Sorry.
No, don't talk to me, Siri. Sorry, guys. Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. Out of all the things, Edge Boy, right? Meekin's the kind of guy to lock his key card inside the safe for real. For real, I can see that. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? So we got the security camera footage now. Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone. in the evidence room and some sort of activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there was no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. But it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. So I don't know if you guys caught some of the stuff on the vid. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Why does his jawline look like a fucking coffin? That's not what I meant when you caught what I saw, but I mean, true. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Okay. His face, yeah, and fucking agile. Well, meanwhile, let's catch up on chat. Chat's on a wild ride in the courtroom. Chaos is serving up comparisons likening Damon to Ganondorf and calling Meekins a soft-spoken himbo. Meanwhile, Wolf cooking up a storm and blooming flowers in the garden. Blade can't resist those merry dogs, and Zai is here for Gremlin Camp's conspiracy. Marshall's cowboy regret is real as we dissect the Phoenix dedication to his job. Thank you, Frosty. Thank you for your newscast. But let's see. We'll wait until you guys get back so we don't miss anything. And let me grab a refill of water. Let me do that. Okay, I got my water refilled. And I'm back. Sorry, I wanted to grab water. Okay. Welcome back from Agile. Welcome back. Let's see, where were we? There was a question. I mean, he opened the locker. So, I don't know if you guys caught it in the video. Let's check the video. Okay. Can I fast forward? Is that not a thing, huh? As soon as he opens it, that thing falls. So I'm assuming that thing has to... Okay, there. Let's present that to him. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange. This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradictions in the video. Good job. I've seen YouTubers get stuck on that thing for far too long. Yeah. I tend to be very like perceptive to a lot of things. Like I tend to notice small details pretty quickly. He would want me to point it out. Okay. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Why couldn't that have happened while we were inspecting the video? I mean, you're a deer. You got us. Small details could be someone trying to Bambi you. Very true, very true. Very true. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please, don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Yeah, how did he? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Gunman? I wasn't done reading. But anyway, let's fast forward. Whoa. Whoa. There it is. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Yes, that is strange. Something certainly seems unnatural about that. What could it mean? Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Wright. He got in because cop school is 6 weeks and the stronger boys are having fun bullying. But you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise. The point? What you are looking for is one thing and one thing only. Something that indicates that the man may not be Detective Gunman. Oh, yeah. I'll place him under arrest, sir. What? Did I miss it? Rats, I need to slow down and tackle these things one at a time. Now what do I do? Play video again. Hello? What do you mean? He didn't open it normally! Oh my god, I just remembered Genshin Trial and found God and got Fontaine and got nostalgia. Nostalgic. For what? And thank you for the posture and the hydrate routines. Thank you, thank you. Let me take a sip. That's the one pointing at it. I will now play the security tape. Please show us the contradiction you have. Is that not? Hello? You can do it, Mr. Right? So, okay, thank you. Am I crazy? Because he was able to... Maybe it's this. Wait, go back. Rewind. Pause. This thing. Is that it? There it is. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir. Do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. You don't need to keep replaying that fucking creepy-ass doll. I don't want to see it. Yo, we don't need to watch the whole thing. Yeah, if there's a symbol kind of noise behind the objections, you got it. Oh, okay. I never really realized the symbol noise, to be honest. But to be fair, I kind of like blank out when he says objection. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Welcome to this DL. The Blue Badger will be here. DLC, no, I get you. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit? Yeah, it's lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. What was that chicken noise? Order. Or, that was 2 orders. Order. What's the meaning of this? fucking lit. It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. Order, order, order. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have been broken. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh, well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Order, order. I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip. Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jammed the sensor. Say, there's something else that seemed out of place in this video. What I pointed out. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Fast forward. Keep going. Well, that. Please watch close. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. We don't need to keep watching the cutscene. Please. You'll hear this song in your head 3 games later. For real. For real. I wouldn't be surprised. It will always make a return. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker? But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I often fall out and roll great distances when I... What do you say? We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? When I open my car door, sir. Yeah. Thank you. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. Well, what do you know? It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits this description. But sir, oh my god, y'all need to let me speak so I can speak for him, hello? I think I finally got this figured out. Very well, will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the elevator door? Oh my god, locker door. They're fucking me up. Here, have that. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened the locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Order, order, order. So, are we to believe, then, that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Fucking Meekins is lost as ever. Is this a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Well, you see. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. Okay. There was one other thing. Okay, so to enter, one must use their ID when there's a record of it at the time of the crime. Well, I have something for you, mister. This is a lost item form. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report? It's only half complete, but it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Don't lie, you'll do damn well at anything if someone looks at you authoritatively, Meekins. Yeah. So, fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. So, okay, one thing that I'm like, why, right? Is we're trying to, we're the lawyers for Lana Sky. And right now we're essentially trying to clear Meekins. But then that goes back to our defendant, Lana Sky. So I'm like, why? Order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order. Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. That's not one thing, Edgeboy, right? Phoenix takes his jobs to the extreme. He's not his client's defense lawyer. He is the defense, right? Second, the victim lost his ID card. Ooh, yeah. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in the video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Yeah, that's what I mean, Phoenix! What? Oh my god. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Clearly impressed after watching this case 475,385 times. Yeah. Edgeworth is smiling. No one but Edgeworth likes it when Edgeworth is smiling. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder. Yeah, Phoenix, you dug your own grave. Right, man? Oh my god. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. Yeah, it was a trap, Phoenix, and I can't believe you did not realize. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did the person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? I'm saving just because I don't want to restart that all over again. We experienced that last time, and we're not doing that again. But I'm gonna object. One moment, Your Honor. Edgeworth playing 5D chess while Phoenix is reading the rulebook for tic-tac-toe. Yeah. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. That security video did not show the actual... The security video did not show the actual murder. Well, yeah. It didn't. I hope you guys notice what I noticed on this scene. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Mr. Honor? What? Yes, Your Honor? If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident of the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. I have to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have a reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified. What is his or her name? Jake Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel like we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We wouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Whatever that word is. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? Subpoena, I think? I might be saying it wrong. We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. The spelling's so odd. What was that? Subpoena? Subpoena? There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. You were. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Gumshoe, yeah. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty? And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey, I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So have you brought what I asked? Oh, okay. Chill. You mean this, right? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? SL9? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. Now get me a coffee. Oh, sure thing, pal. How do you like... Wait a minute, pal. Yeah. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Okay, let's pull it up. No, what was that? Oh shit, I missed this message. But I want to see that court file. Okay, so it's closed. Perpetrated Joe Dark? Serial murder, death. Victims Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Neil Marshall. Sounds pretty familiar if you ask me. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, witnesses Lana and Emma Sky. Investigation task force was Damon and Lana. And then Bruce Goodman, Jake Marshall's Angel Star. Okay, well, that's good to know. I'm sorry, I don't know what you said earlier, and I don't know how to get back to it. Oh, what? Now that I've bought you your stuff, you're gonna just ignore me? Ed Bates, was he a master at anything? Wait, how do you pronounce Neil? I say Neil. I might be saying it wrong. You guys let me know. I grew up saying that as Neil. So you let me know. But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name is there? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it on. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as The Joe Dark Killings. I also pronounce it as Neil. Yeah. Hey, girly. Hope you're having a good day. Hi, Queen. Hi. Hello. I am having a great day. How are you doing? Would you prefer being called Queen or Briar? Or I might be saying it wrong. Let me know if the pronunciation is correct. Let me know what you would prefer to be called. But welcome in. Welcome in. The Joe Dark? No, no, Lana. That's over with. No. Emma, wait. She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Either works and pronunciation is perfect. I'm doing good too. That's good, that's good. I'm glad I didn't butcher it. But welcome in, and I'm glad you're doing good. We're playing a bit of Ace Attorney. I'm not sure if you know the game itself, but it's a long-ass detective series, and it's so much fun. So much fun. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. He literally leaves in this fucking awkward situations. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gans, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. Very long, but so solid. Yes, yes. I'm assuming you've played it as well then, or at least have come across it before. Gumshoe was like, girl, bye. Yeah, like, girl, bye. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. I did. I did before you even asked. Oh, shit. Looks like ad jails among us. My English teacher always told me it's nail. I told her it's Neil, and she would slap me with that. Oh, no. Among Us. Yes, Among Us. It's Among Us. Save. I won't continue until everybody's back. I'm not leaving without y'all. So do not worry. You are here to stay with me. Let's see. Gotta do some stuff behind the scenes a little bit. Tiny bit. Ooh. Okay. What's going on here? Okay. I love when Twitch gives me food ads. Food ads are the best. You'll be hungry, but they're the best. Oh my god. So I went to I think I told you guys about this. I might have. I went to I think it was Applebee's, and I tried their loaded fries. I probably said this yesterday, but it's so good. It's so good. It's been on my mind this whole week. I've had it like a few days ago, but like it's been on my mind. The loaded fries at Applebee's are so good. That's the waffle fries too. It's so good. I recommend. If you like loaded fries, it's so good. It's so good. Hello. Thank you for the jump scare. I haven't played much, but it's fun. Yes, it's so fun. Hopefully you could get to play more. Have you streamed it before? Or is it mostly offline gaming? You let me know. And we're back. Yes, we're back. Hey, pal, got a delivery for you. It's an awkward situation. Immediately drops a grenade and gets the fuck out. Yeah. Thank you for the jump scare. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Emma didn't come back. Yeah, allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Hello, why are you drinking on the job? Witness, please state your name and occupation. Stop drinking. How are you talking and drinking at the same time? Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. It's Zaddy Marshall. Yeah, Zaddy. Sorry, Zaddy. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. He's so true. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. Yes, so it's easier for me to read because my god, I stumble so hard on like characters that have like unique accents and way of words. Oh my god. The English is not. English is hard. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. Yeah, the accents, it's like nice to see them try to make the characters unique, but it's kind of hard to read, yeah. If it was V8, oh my god. Yes, please. Yes, please. Tried a bit off-stream, but it's fun to watch more for me. I totally get it. I totally get it. I understand that. In plain old English, costume change. Forsooth, tis. Costume change. Oh, okay. Sorry. If I remember right, I was at the street salon. I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Okay. I'm gonna disappear and lurk for a bit so as I do some work. Have fun. Of course. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complain. Wow. Ouch. What a burn. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows what about those. The sass, right? Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Thank you for the redeem. Thank you. Fingerprint activated locks. Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? Yes, that's me. He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Alright, he's all ours. Don't mind if I do. I'm just kidding. My job was to keep a wary eye. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected with 2 security systems. Do you need to change that? You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Why did that play twice? Doesn't bother me, but why did it play twice? That's weird. Twitch, get your shit together. Or sound alerts, whichever one of you fucked up. Get your shit together. You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? For a while, though, yeah. Of course, back in the day, my locker was a goldmine of evidence. Ah, thank you for the daily bloom. Thank you. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at the street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammos, it's time I hit the trail. I don't know about that. I don't know. Hmm. Whoops. I didn't mean to click that back. Hmm. Hmm. Let's press a little bit more. Like, you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. Why does a police badge look like a Dark Souls praise the sun? Oh, it does. It really does. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperado I know joins the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime? Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in the crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon. Let's press that. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even angel steak lunches can beat the parlors of Bongol. I might be saying this wrong. I'm really sorry, guys. Bongol sepia pasta? Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want a raise this year?" His devilish good looks, maybe? Oh, man. Oh, man. I mean, I guess we could present this. Because it technically has the markings of his... of blood on his locker. Yeah, it didn't do much, though. I don't know, I'm kind of a simp for long-haired guys. I totally get you. I totally get you. I do prefer short hair guys for me. I don't know why. I just like shorter hair. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. No, it does not. It does? I don't see any contradiction. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations. Whatever. Yeah, Edgy isn't threatening that man's money. Out of character. 0 out of 10. Not canon. Yeah. Whoops, that didn't go so well. Okay. I'm just an innocent... Okay. I'm just a simp. Out of them, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anyone. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently, your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd better up the ante. Okay. Then let's press. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who entered the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. Sir, we're in Japanifornia. Your Texan pride don't mean shit. This guy has a flair for the dramatics, but it isn't going to do him any good. So, in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but I'm assuming I have to present the mechanics, even if pressing it tells them otherwise. No? I'm sorry. What? Okay. I'm missing something. Okay. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve. Okay, I'm gonna deep dive into the evidence because I might be missing something that I am forgetting. So let's go through the list. The only evidence I have that I can say is the blood. But again, it is on his locker, but I guess it's not, like, incriminating evidence because it doesn't have any sort of fingerprint of his at all. And then I did present the locker to that one where he says there's 2 security systems when there's actually 3. And I didn't do anything. Obviously, it's a badger. Now you gotta listen to him more. Oh my god. You know what? I think it is what I'm thinking it is. Okay. Yeah, it's what I'm thinking it is. Okay. I didn't know it was gonna be this soon for that, but you know what? Is it not? It's not? Okay, what's going on? Did I present it at the wrong time? Is that it? Okay, so my thought process right now is that in this video, there's a portion, right? That, oh my god, I can't even, like, fucking rewind. So at the very beginning, that's empty. But then when the thing goes back, it's there. Wait. Oh. I thought it was just... it said wiped fingerprints, so I thought... it's right there. Let's present that. I'm sorry. There we go. Officer Marshall. I was thinking too much into it. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet, you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds, about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. Only I wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly reveals this. Well, Officer Marshall, it seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Okay. Found at the scene of the crime. How is he going to cover this up? Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprints was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know that the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness explanation appears valid. Although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Okay. I feel like that's a shitty-ass response. I'm surprised that they're like, okay, we'll take that. Nah, man, it wasn't blood on my hands. It was sketty. I swear. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? So how did you know that the murderer was wearing gloves? Or was that like a public knowledge thing? Let's press. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprints. That's the only logical conclusion. I can't let him squirm out of this one. I've got to find something decisive to tie Officer Marshall to this crime. Okay. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints. One of them just happened to be placed. Okay, let's press on that. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened. The murderer touched... The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward for me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? The bloodstain and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. They're as different as night and day, kind of like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Okay. Or didn't you know? Okay, so I'm missing something. Let's press on that last one then. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean, what I said. I find it so funny if you don't go in order. Sometimes some things that's already, like, known knowledge being said, and then going back to something that isn't known knowledge. Like, him getting shocked that it was his locker, but literally in the other, like, the later dialogues, we knew it was his locker. That's the locker I used when I was a detective, the locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker's program. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing. Oh. Huh? Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? That seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. Oh. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So as long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, sir. Now then, continue your testimony. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, presenter? It is you, bitch. What? Oh my god. It is you! Knock it off! What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots. Places you can't see. The camera panning back and forth, the floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. Show evidence. There it is. There it finally fucking is. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us at... Oh my god, I wasn't even done reading that. I'm sorry, guys, for putting you through this. You know what I find funny? The music doesn't fast forward, but the video does. Bring our attention back to the security camera. Is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words, not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out, that was the witness's, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Oh, the white cloth. It's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order, order. It would seem that the only... Hold your horses. Sorry, partner. But you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm one wanted man? This guy just isn't just plain dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah, I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. This guy's dumber than Larry, yeah. Fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The locker can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. Well, what kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No. Alright, I'm here. What are the other 2 wishes? Hi, Hunter. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? How are you? Order, order, order. Witness, explain yourself. Is this a joke? It's the worst. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Olay. Please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here. I'm alright, I guess. Done messed up my sleeping again. Oh no! Oh no, you were working so hard to fix it too. Did you end up just waking up? Or like, did you take a nap or something? What happened? We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right, the only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Officer Marshall was standing right here. There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. I went to sleep at like 5 a.m., had an alarm for 10:30 a.m., and then I fell back asleep, and I finally got up from bed at 6 p.m. Oh no! Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Were you doom scrolling? Were you on your phone till 5? Because that's what I do. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed a detective at this crime scene. Oh, you're all good. You're all good. It just didn't like that the dot made it a link essentially. But you were on CI app, if you know what that is. Yeah, I do know what that is. I do. I used it a lot. Maybe like last year, 2 years ago. I was on the character AI thing, if you know it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. No worries, no worries. Yeah, I used it quite a bit too, and so I totally get why you were up till 5. I totally get you. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. I was like, just only 10 minutes and it ended up being an hour. Oh no, yeah, I get you. And there's Agile. While Agile is going, for those of you who can hear me, I'm going to take a quick restroom break. I will be right back, okay? Restroom break. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I am back. Let me swap over again. Welcome back. Welcome back from Agile as well. So, we're continuing off. Once he saw the man's face, he knew for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I returned the evidence room, I asked him to show, when I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. One second. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, what he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence. He's still denying it? You're gonna have to do better than to break a detective. Better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can say I particularly care for your I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. Anyways, yeah, when I was done with it, I was like, damn, this ain't 10 minutes. And I totally get ya. I spent hours on that thing too when I first got into it. So I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. This is the second time, Marshall. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Ah, thank you for your daily redeem. Thank you for your daily bloom. My evidence is, let's play a fun game of, does the dead Goodman smell like salty jerky and boot leather? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance of it might be discovered later, as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense argument. Ah, thank you for the head pass. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all of our unanswered questions. Ouch! What was the bump for? That hurt. I don't have any evidence, so this video's my only shot. Okay. Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open the locker. Wanted to see it, never did that one yet. All good, all good. Let's fast forward. Well, pause. No. Rewind. Yeah. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked And the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Not bad. Not bad. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now. Now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Ah, thank you for doting on the deer. Thank you. All right. It seems that the time has come. Was he even here 2 years ago? Edgeworth? Yeah. The SL9, they made reference to this, so this isn't a spoiler, but they made when the SL9 happened, Edgeworth handled the big case. And that's the case that caused a lot of them to lose their jobs. Like after that case was closed, a lot of them lose their jobs. Unless you're talking about something else. I thought he was talking to Nick. Oh! No, I think he was talking to Ed. He was talking to Ed. Nick was not around at all. I think he was in law school. Marshall's confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. Yep. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Okay, so let's see. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. Let's press on that because people are like, what died? When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? That's L9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like them. I planned to take out the evidence. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me in. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprint. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. Okay. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. You know what I noticed? He's not talking in with not accents, but like his usual like lingo. Hello, Meadow and everyone. Hi, Gemini. Welcome in. How are you? How are you doing? Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his race this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? In one word, frustrated. Oh, you want to talk about it? If not, all good. But if you want to talk about it, you're free to let us know. Hopefully it's not something too bad. Hope your day does go well. Hope your day does go well. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? That you're using to trim your beard. I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long. I didn't think it would make a difference though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on the tape is me and I'm not dead yet. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? We do know why. I have a big feeling. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murder, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should press him with what I think his real reason is. I have a feeling we'd end up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I'd better take another look at the files. Okay, yeah. So present the files. Present. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? So you're trying to marshal up some evidence for this case? Yes. Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. Everyone here is involved in that case, even me. My real name is Joe Dark. What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed, and the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. This always gets me. As for the frustration, just tractor problems, and fixing it is not going smoothly or quickly. Aw, I'm sorry. Hopefully it goes smoothly. The next time you work on it, hopefully it goes well. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Hey, horny people. Hi, Bingo. Welcome in, welcome in. He was my brother. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then Deputy Chief of Police. Oh, not blind to the games. Not blind to the games? What? Fresh out the hospital, it's Bingo. Oh, are you okay? Why are you leaving the hospital? Well, I mean, leaving the hospital is good, but like, why were you in the hospital? Is the best question. Is the better question. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. Running while it was cold, frozen lungs. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you're okay now. I'm glad you're okay now. Oh, not blind to the games. What do you mean by that, Chaos? Are you asking if I've played this game before? I have, but it was a long time. Like, when I was in school long ago. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be opened. The lack of snacks is sad. Oh no! You don't have any snacks to snack on? That sucks. I can share my snacks with you, but I also don't have any snacks near me, actually. Where's my snacks? Did I eat them all? I must have eaten all my snacks. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. The night is the worst because that's when the cravings for snacks is big. Yes. What do you mean no snacks? There's one streaming right here. And Angel Star exists too. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. I agree with that, a total snack. Oh, guys. Angel Star isn't she? The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze me. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's got to be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. Might just make a sandwich to satisfy that craving. Yeah, I honestly, this is like the most laziest snack I made, but I literally just grab bread, cheese. I don't even grill it. I just eat it. I'm too lazy to grill it. I'm too lazy to toast the bread. I just eat it like that. And it's pretty good. It's just very simple. Meekins would be a Meekins would be a lawful stupid paladin, except without magic at all because he doesn't deserve it. Yeah. I can totally see that. I do that all the time. I don't grill my sandwiches at all. I don't blame. It's, I mean, simple. Simple put together, quick and easy, still yummy. So, I don't blame you. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye, and the testimony of one Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Objection. Yeah. Objection. Ugh, that's not what you say, right? I rest my case. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. Disproving the alleged murder at the police department? There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Hold it! Yeah, hold it. Your Honor, wait! Emma, the defense has an objection, a scientific objection, right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor, in a sense... Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I'm gonna say Edgy from now. I'm sorry, guys. I have a hard time saying his full name. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Aw, Edgy being so sweet. I was kind of in a shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Dark killings? Now that she mentioned it, the names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day? So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'll be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. Meadow has called him edgy. Meadow is turning into Danny Grant. I mean, Edgeworth is such a hard word to pronounce for me. Worth kind of like tumbles when I say edge. So, did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry. I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Wait, no. He says word. He does say word. Yes. Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. She's gonna get him in trouble, yeah. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, I can't be of more use, but still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. Emma has proclaimed the just a little baby defense. Yeah. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I'm gonna save because I'm at like 1 hit. And I don't want to start all over again. So I will say I object, of course. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. It does. And I wonder if y'all also kinda can see it. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. I'm gonna go binge some anime, so have a good stream. Of course, thank you for stopping by, Hunter. It's always good to see you. Enjoy your anime. Enjoy, enjoy. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Emma has proclaimed the new defense, yeah. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on here? Yes. Something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. And again, I don't know if you guys can tell or realize what I'm talking about. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing on the floor plan? What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force, defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans at the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. Time to torture Worthy with the Badger, yeah. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? Oh, Agile. Damn it. Well, it's okay. It's okay. We will wait until you guys are back to continue so you guys don't miss anything. We will wait until you're back. Let's see. Huh. Whoops. Oh gosh. What is going on? Of course. Okay. And Agile is ending in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome back. You guys might not be back yet, actually, because I don't know why, but I've been told that it ends like seconds later. But welcome back if you are back, and we'll continue. That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. And we're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. What? Well, yeah. So that means, just what exactly, what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it thoroughly. Think it through scientifically. Stream ideas, sometime metaphor. I've been really loving it lately. I have seen a bit of the gameplay and it does look fun. It does. It's expensive. That's like $70. Maybe in the future, but yeah, I don't know. My wallet's gonna cry. It's really gonna cry, but it does look fun. I do want to play it. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left before the blue badger was brought in. Was left there before the blue badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cuts his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. Patris, you put it on your throne and someone throws muns at you. You know what? I could do that. I could do that. Balderdash is such a fun word. Yeah, I was like, I've never heard that word. The problem is the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claims. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. It's an objection battle, yeah. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be present. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? I can't even save. But I'm assuming it's gotta be the ID report card, but I'm just gonna look through everything just to make sure. Yeah, it's a ID card report shit at 420. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card. Oh, the ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah. Miles Edgeworth? Just what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminal test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood was the first crime. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murder. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7777777. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand. Oh my god. Thank you for the redeem. That kind of scared me a little. I was not expecting that. Thank you, thank you. He must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 77777. Mr. Edgeworth, Please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7777777. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number, blah 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 blah, belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who is so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Confession. Saw your Abby leaning in and focusing. That's why I did it. Oh. Thank you, thank you. But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge. You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you could keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Lana? I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say you did? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. I simply do not care. Guards kill him. Chief Prosecutor, you didn't... I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. See, that's what I'm talking about. No. Order, order, order. Lana's remark caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. At least we got an extra day. They're probably gonna do it straight in the morning. That's probably my assumption. I don't know if they'll have a fun fact in the DLC case of a much later game. Edgeworth Ruffles and Nick's hair shows up in X-rays. Edgeworth's ruffles and Nick's hair shows up in X-rays. Ooh, edgy boy, you're growing on me. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that I can see it. Imagine if he had white hair, you'd go crazy. You'd go crazy. But there are some other characters that come out later that I think you'd like to. I was about to say, yep. I know you. I know you. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. He'd look like a polite, fancy Dante. Yeah. Yes, yes. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. No, I actually like the DMC reboot. Oh, really? I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all in there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes, I was a witness in the Joe Dark trials. I didn't see that one coming. Well, it was literally in the fucking files. The Joe Mama... Oh no. Happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together when she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seems like he was running from something. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights suddenly went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. I forgot Emma's pin. Yeah, that facial expression is too good. A permanent picture? Okay, after the incident. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provide bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. That pin is Maya's face whenever she sees Burger, yeah. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, is all my fault. If I could have testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may have not known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What did you see in the instant that what did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. Oh, poor girl. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just couldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided when I grow up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning rooms are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark cases, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective. I'd better take another talk. I'd better have another talk with her. So she used to be a detective. I don't remember that for some reason. Hello, Lana. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of job? I suppose you have the right to know, Mr. Wright. Yeah, I do have the right to know. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believe in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said? About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife? Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. Fuck you. Just kidding. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Well, just finished my just finished my Lego set. Ooh, what kind of set did you get? I love Legos. I didn't want to start on Legos per se, but I wanted to start book nooks. The book nooks and miniatures. I wanted to get into that because I don't know. I kind of like the aesthetic of that one, but I was also interested in some Legos. It was an M14 rifle. Oh, nice, nice. Is that your only Lego set? Is that like your first one, or do you have like a collection now? Chief Gant. He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked... Oh, wrong voice. He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. No, I did some of the space stuff. Ooh, okay, okay. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was... to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigations was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had... Prosecutor Marshall, the victim. Emma, who had passed out. And the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and laid unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her after all. Her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. Well, what are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I share. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Okay, so now we go there. Let's go here. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seems kind of quiet around here today. You're right. The chief of detectives seems the same though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Okay. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera? I don't know what that means. Well, of course, but I meant I don't know how to pronounce that properly, so I hope I said that right. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet. Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prosecutors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Okay. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, all right. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there is a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility has been erased. But the facts have been concealed with forged evidence. That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors. I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. Oh, there's Agile. Sorry, I yawned. Now a verse from our collective tale in the court of Chad. Edgeworth's ruffles with ruffles are a hit. Zai finds Edgewood quite the wit. Chaos shares facts with flair, while Stream Element spreads love and care. Fall builds not Lego but space with pride, as fondlings in the forest unite side by side. Maya's burger face and Dante's polite guys. In Meadow's stream, the fun never dies. So we'll wait for everyone to be back to continue. Let's see. Still pending. I'm waiting for that to go through. It's taking ages, but with due time. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Welcome back from Adja. Welcome back. All right, let's continue. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall, there was none. I can't believe 2 years has gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Good? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? What are you talking about? Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Quad Cowboy. Hello, hello. Would you prefer to be called Cowboy or Quad, or what would you be? What would you prefer to be called by? Welcome in, though. Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean, Damon Gant and Lana Sky. Okay. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second in command, Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that group. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After that case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yep. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. Doesn't matter to me. Alright, I'll just call you Quad for now, but welcome in. How are you doing? How are you doing? She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned it. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Why does... I can see why y'all are falling for him. He does have a bit of a charm. I see it. I see it. Where was I doing? What was I doing? Where are we going? Let's go here. No one's here today. Not even Miss Stark. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. Well, we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Okay. And I'm pretty sure there's nothing here for me to see. Let's go here. Hi, Edgy. We're here to visit you. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Never mind. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. Okay, so then we just gotta go to the police department, I guess. There it is. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference rooms. Thanks? Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying that she did, with the chief prosecutor saying what she did, and the decision about what to do, about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial, there's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallways to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Oh my god. Well, we're here now. I really don't like his music. Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Batch. Okay. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember where C was. Hmm? Oh. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant! He put the paper he was reading in his desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocation, whatever that word is, statement. Oh my god, they said it again. Provocation statement. Oh, you mean about the forged evidence. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on. Okay, can you not just stand there? Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day. There are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now, hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend to. What an ass. Such an asshole, the heck? Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean, like, a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Okay. So let's go back in. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Okay. Well, why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there's been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey, Dick. Keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometimes. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometimes, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about it. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. Seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find anything? Find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Yeah, me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it has something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His power of recollection never fails to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon? It might jog his memory? Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day, on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the accident or whatever. A kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. Then, oh my god, I'm trying to read. A jogger came up and he killed them, yeah. Finally, he turned himself in. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. Okay. And then we show him weapon. This. About this. Hey, is that... It has the tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, the knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly appeared from the locker and was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick before you forget again. Well, let's talk about that weapon. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well anyway. Take a look where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Stab in the back, died from puncture heart and lung. Ouch. A knife tip was in the wound. Okay. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked. And we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust. Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh, sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Something we can show him that could change his mind. Something that could change his mind. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is it I think we read through this in the beginning. I don't think anything changed, yeah. Something we could give him that will change his mind. Maybe this? Nope. I I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edward's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice. I for one ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edward? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. Alana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dart killings. Or guilty. So that didn't trigger it. Go back. We read this. It's the same. This guy almost made us lose the case today. What are you talking about? He was guarding the bloodstain on the evidence locker with his life. That's more than you can say about most officers nowadays. It would have saved us a lot of trouble if he hadn't guarded it so well. I have to admit, he's right though. Thanks to the Blue Badger, we were able to prove another possibility today. The possibility that another murder took place prior to 5:15 p.m. Okay. Maybe we need to come back. Let's go to... Nope. Let's go to Edgeworth's place. Yep. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. He looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the ground. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Edge boy, yes. Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact. Well, you didn't know, did you? What a son, yeah. I mean, that the evidence was falsified. Police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose every time. Whatever is said. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in it. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. How to sabotage any case. Call in the hag as a witness. Nick and Worthy will immediately go into PTSD and you will get away with murder. Honestly. The hag. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. Edgy hears that edgy poo in his nightmares, yeah. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became the prosecutor for the case. I may have not been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seemed strange about it. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving rewards can't exactly skip out on a ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold onto that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Okay. Then let's present this. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes, the trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind this design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award based on. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, the second means shield. Have you heard the story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it though, for Emma's sake. Fun fact, this is a real Chinese tale. Ooh, okay. Very well. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with 2 items. Ah, thank you for the day, Boom! Bloom, welcome in, Dota. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Hello, hello! Wait a minute. Ah, thank you for the daily bloom. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard the story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very description of these items discredit them both. Then when the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edward. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant. Everything always goes back to Chief Gant, guys. But anyway, let's examine that piece of paper he threw. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edward is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, Letter of Resignation. Resignation? Edward, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. This case can be summed up by, unfortunately, Gant was an asshole, yeah. No edgy boy, our edgy boy's leaving. Something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know, the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been adjusted. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for him. Literally hears that his, like, childhood best friend is gonna leave, and then his thought process is, I wonder what I could use this resignation letter for. Something inside me has died, yeah. Red blood cells number. Oh, well, not chuny, but certainly edgy, yeah. Excuse me. Ah, there she is. Would either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef? Miss Star! You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. What is that saying? Oh, gumshoe. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transfer. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Excuse me. Hey, at least roast beef can be used. She's warming up to you. Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of a past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Star's hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Whoops. No, I'll still talk to you. I don't want to leave yet. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pleasure. Or pressure. I think it said pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall thought, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Sky. My sister? Oh, fucking Agile. We will wait until you guys return. Let's see. We will be back once the ads are done. Let's see. While that happens, let me just see. Okay. All right. Okay. 15 seconds left. 15 seconds left. I should hydrate. I've been back and forth lurking, so I'm not sure what this lady's angel is. Welcome back from Agile. Welcome back. I believe you guys are back, at least. It says here, but, you know, Twitch can be fucked up sometimes. But welcome back. I've been back and forth lurking, so I'm not sure what this lady's angle is. Let's continue. The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. Okay, after case post. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigations. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong. Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Sky transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. I don't know what her angle is, but it don't look good on her spine. Huh? Lana Sky was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? Okay, Legendary Doodle, Damon Gant, and Lana Sky. Gant led the investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Okay, I'm a 9-9. Tell Larry he sucks for me. I will. I got you. But have a good night. Sleep well. Thank you for stopping by and hope to see you again soon. Sleep well. Have a good night. Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism. By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the case he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated everything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall? When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr, that's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief? That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this evidence. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, Ricky. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Okay. Okay, so with this, I think we will end it here for tonight. We have reached the 3-hour mark. So I think it's a good time to end. Let me save. And then we will switch over. Thanks for the stream. Of course. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Let me just close my game, making sure it's saved. Thank you for stream, Meadow. Of course. Let's title, yes, and then leave. Okay. So thank you everyone for being here with me today, for lurking and chatting and just spending time with me. I really appreciate it. I will be streaming again tomorrow, same time as usual. And we will also still be playing Ace Attorney. So same time as always. Let me see who is available for us to visit. I do see someone online that I haven't raided before, so let's give them a bit of love. Yeah, let's give them a bit of love. Thank you for stream. Of course. So make sure to copy that raid message once it pops up. All right. Thank you for stream. Have a good night. Of course, everyone. Hopefully, you guys all have a good night. Sleep well. Make sure you guys eat if you haven't. Make sure you guys get your hydration going on. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. Have a very good night. And thank you again for being here with me. I appreciate it.